I think it's time for a walk. Whenever I'm feeling stuck or stagnant, I find that sometimes a simple walk can work wonders. As someone who works 40 plus hours per week from home, I find that being outside can really help me to just feel a little bit better. It gives me a change of scenery, and sometimes that's all I really need. So, whenever I'm feeling that way, I will get up deliberately and walk out of the room and just take a walk. So, where do these feelings of stuckness and stagnation come from? For me, it comes from many different places. It can be from the overwhelm that I experience at work when there's just so many things happening, so many people trying to call you, and it's just kind of a lot when you're being pulled in so many different directions. That's what I've been feeling lately the past couple of weeks, especially with the hecticness of the holidays, and it's just been a lot. And the stuckness gets even worse when I start scrolling on Instagram while I'm sitting on the couch after having an overwhelmingly busy day. I begin to see all the things that people are accomplishing. I start to compare, and then I start to feel FOMO when people are doing things, and when I see friends getting together, or feeling like I'm not invited or I'm not welcome, or it's just something inside of me that tells me that I'm lacking something or I'm not good enough. There are times where I just have to make a conscious effort to just kind of step away from everything. Other times, the stuckness can come from a creative block, like when I need to write something and I don't know where to start or what to write about, like this video, for instance. I would constantly second guess whether whatever I had to say would be of value to anybody else, and my inner critic was just being so mean. Another creative block is when it comes to my pottery. Sometimes it's a lack of motivation to go back into my studio. It could also be just that time of year. Yeah, maybe the creative block or the stuckness comes from feeling like I need to be internalizing things right now. Maybe it's just a signal from your internal compass to just kind of sit there and maybe integrate what you have experienced, what you've learned over the past year. So maybe that's what it is. And then I'm just ignoring it by going on my phone and scrolling mindlessly. So when I'm feeling stuck, sometimes what I end up just doing is creating this seemingly never-ending feedback loop of comparison, of feeling like I'm never going to measure up to this standard that is somehow there for some reason, and I don't know how it got there. And this feedback loop takes me from creation into consumption mode, and I don't like that. So now I'm taking a conscious effort to kind of get out of that as soon as possible, snap out of it as soon as I can, because I do want to be more conscious of the things that I'm consuming. So how do I get out of this headspace? As I mentioned earlier, something that really helps me is walking. It doesn't even have to be that long. It can just be a couple of minutes. It's amazing what a change of scenery can really do. I also find that some type of movement can also help, whether that's yoga or dancing or exercise, jogging in place, or just like moving all wackily. Is that a word? Like walking up and down the stairs or anything. Another way to get out of the stuckness I find is just doing the damn thing. Whenever I'm feeling stuck in some aspect of life, I find that it's just a little reminder that I just need to make the extra effort and just do the damn thing. If I'm feeling stuck creatively, like if I have trouble writing something, the act of doing it consciously and without any expectations, without any plan, just kind of forcing yourself to just go through with it really helps. When I relinquish the judgment of myself, when I relinquish the need to reach this ideal or some type of expectation. It's actually quite a fun process. As a perfectionist, I've had to constantly remind myself of this quote by Sheryl Sandberg: done is better than perfect. I tend to reach for this perfection that doesn't really exist. It's a delusion. This ideal and idea of perfection kind of keeps me in this safe place that's just a very passive way of living. I don't think that's what I want to do anymore. Like, I'm tired of being passive. I just want to live my life and just be okay with it. And I want to give myself the permission to do those things. And sometimes that's all you have to do. And I'm guilty too of sitting with my negative emotions for a really long time and just allowing them to keep me in this stuck and stagnant place. And I'm not saying that we should ignore those feelings of negativity, but I think where the problem lies is just allowing yourself to dwell on those negative feelings. So I think it's okay to just allow ourselves to feel those feelings, but then also work with those feelings. Feel things, allow them to flow through you. Let them go, and then let them work through your hands. Those feelings have a place in your life, but just don't let them overtake you. When I'm feeling not creative or something, and I feel this need to go back into the studio, but I dissuade myself somehow from doing it by distracting myself with social media, I consciously put the phone down and just get in the studio, put on my apron, start wedging clay, and you get into this rhythm, because it's all about rhythm when you're wedging the clay. Then you're just like, I'm here, I might as well make something. I might as well try something. And I feel like what also really helps is trying something new, trying something that you haven't before. When it comes to writing, maybe write a poem. Or when it comes to creating art, try a different medium. So I think there's just so many ways that we can keep that creative spark while we're stuck in a rut. Just doing the creative act is enough to get unstuck, at least in my experience. I'm sure I didn't cover everything, but that's just how I feel. That's how I get unstuck. This is how I deal with those kind of stagnant emotions. I just hope that that can help you too. If you're feeling stuck, you're not alone. I feel like we all get to that place from time to time, and it comes with the territory of being a human being. So learning to roll with the punches and just keep on keeping on, keep moving. So just try your best. Don't be overly critical of yourself to the point where you feel paralyzed by your own fear, where you feel paralyzed by your own criticism, because the person in here can be really mean. Just make friends with her or him. Make friends with them, and maybe your life will be a little bit easier. You can walk a little bit lighter. But anyway, thank you for your time. Thank you for listening to me. I know I kind of rambled a little bit, but thank you for sticking here with me. And I hope to see you next time for whatever pops up in my mind, whatever I decide to talk about, whatever I feel. Anyway, I hope you have a great day. But I just thank you for being here and look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye. Okay, anyway, I'm going off on a tangent.